Hello and welcome to Ezira Hangout number 5 with your host Harrison McLean, where we talk about all of the Ezira project updates that have happened in the past week, and we talk about the Ezira community and their fantastic impact that they've shown this week in helping the project to grow, in helping to fund the project's development, and helping to spread the word to new people so that they can find out about this community that we have here. So we'll get into the agenda this week, and this week's agenda starts with the Ezira introduction. So we'll go on to the Ezira introduction. What is Ezira? Ezira is a distributed platform. It uses graphene blockchain software and delegated proof-of-stake consensus to record posts and transactions. Files are linked into IPFS, which are hosted on supernodes. Ezira is a social media platform where users can post any text or files to boards, profiles, and pages. Board posts are sorted according to votes and views as weighted by stake in Ezira and Ezira Power. Feeds are sorted by votes and views not received from a followed or connected account or a subscribed board. Premium content can be encrypted and request a micropayment. It's a decentralized exchange where trades between any user-issued assets and smart coins are possible with no trading fees on maker orders. Assets can receive revenue streams from specified sources directly. Ezira is a peer-to-peer marketplace where users can list products for sale on a store page and purchase items without any transaction fees. There are small fees when a mediator is used with the inbuilt blockchain-based mediation protocol where multi-signature addresses enable a quorum of mediators to vote on whether a transaction is completed correctly by both parties. So this week we will go into the project updates, and this week on the project updates we have major developments in the preliminary ICO. So contributions to the Ezira preliminary ICO have grown significantly. Over 120,000 Ezira has now been bought and distributed. Only 80,000 remain at the seed price of 50 cents each. The weekly Ezira auction will distribute 10,000 Ezira to all bidders to the Ezira account on BitShares after this hangout. And this week I would like to personally welcome Dow Street to the Ezira project as our largest Ezira stakeholder with over 23,000 Ezira. Thank you to Dow Street and welcome to the Ezira project. We have the full-time developer hiring process is now underway. So the project backlog for Ezira's software engineers is being established. The Ezira team is considering applications for full-time developers with a passion for cryptocurrency and experience in C++ Graphene blockchain stack and React.js. If you would like to help build Ezira, please email harrison@ezira.io. Competitive cryptocurrency salaries are on offer to the right applicants from anywhere in the world. If you've got the talent, Ezira is looking for you. Ezira's Telegram channel has undergone some incredible growth this week. The Ezira Telegram group has now got well over 900 members, bordering on 1,000 as we speak. Because of this phenomenal growth, the Ezira invitation bounty will be upgraded and enable users to earn 10 Ezira for 10 invites up to 5 times a person, which raises the maximum invite bounty to up to 50 Ezira when 50 people are invited. So we're raising the cap on the amount of invites that a person can do, but we are lowering the amount of Ezira per invite to enable the most skilled people at inviting people to the Telegram, the ones who are best able to spread the word, they'll be earning more Ezira, up to 2.5 times more Ezira for this bounty. So the next thing that we will get onto this week is the Ezira Explainer video, where we watch the Ezira Explainer video, which tells everyone who is new to the project a little bit about what we're trying to build here at Ezira. So what we'll do is we'll go over to the Ezira Explainer video. So it starts with the problems with established social media where people don't earn anything for their content. They want to have more control over their data. Their opinions might be censored or demonetized, and they just simply want better content and less ads. Imagine if there was a social media platform that didn't depend on advertising for revenue. Was a global protocol to post freely without censorship. Had memberships for a premium experience and encrypted all private user information hosted on distributed file storage. And had a global permissionless operating team constantly elected by the users. Ezira's solution. Ezira is where you can post anything, trade anything, and build anything. Whether it's on a laptop, tablet, or mobile, there will be multi-platform Ezira applications for you to post anything, trade anything, and build anything. Ezira is the distributed social media and business platform. So posts are sorted by user votes, and they're also sorted by views, and creators earn cryptocurrency rewards for their content. Users can post with a profile account, a persona account, or with no account at all using anonymous posts. Users can trade in a decentralized exchange with their digital assets and issue new assets to represent anything such as ownership of a business. Trades are executed on a global public order book, cryptocurrency payments are free, and transactions confirm in under 3 seconds. Users and businesses can access a peer-to-peer marketplace for buying and selling products and services. And it's important to remember that Ezira is built on 3 very important principles. And they are freedom, transparency, and community. Ezira is powered by a rapid blockchain technology and distributed file hosting, where posts, votes, transactions, and trades, in addition to links to content files, are all stored on a blockchain and a peer-to-peer storage network. So currently, the Ezira crowd sale is open to all participants on BitShares. So if you have a BitShares account, you can participate in the Ezira preliminary ICO. All preliminary and main ICO contributors receive an allocation of Ezira on launch and early access to their Ezira account. And to learn more about Ezira, you can visit www.ezira.io to sign up and earn 1 Ezira, and you can read the outline, white paper, and investment thesis. And you can build your next world with Ezira. Okay. Okay, so that's going through the video there. So does anyone have any questions or discussion topics around the Ezira videos. Anyone new to the Ezira Hangout that has any introductory questions as to what we're aiming to build with the Ezira project? We have Sargento who says, I am new and clueless. That is absolutely okay, Sargento. So what we are doing at Ezira is we are building a new social media platform that is based on blockchain technology, and it's going to be like Facebook but with cryptocurrency rewards. So Ezira is going to combine peer-to-peer technology in the form of a blockchain social media network with a decentralized exchange and a peer-to-peer marketplace to enable anyone to share information value freely. Welcome to Creon, who says hi. So does anyone have any other questions about the Ezira Explain video? Okay, so we have Nico3D who says, how does the peer-to-peer storage work given the amount of data that's being stored? So to answer your question, Nico3D, Ezira is going to be using the IPFS protocol, that's the Interplanetary File System, currently used by DTube and DSound to store files on a peer-to-peer network whereby every time someone makes a post, they will publish the IPFS hash to the file that is stored on supernodes. So large nodes called supernodes will be rewarded in Ezira coin when they host content files on the network. They will receive rewards for their file hosting services, and the Ezira network will be able to scale to a global level because these supernodes can be created without permission across the entire world. So instead of there being one centralized point of failure, there are in fact many different supernodes that all have theoretically their own copies of the public data stored on Ezira. So I hope that answers your question, Nico3D. Very good. So does anyone have any other questions about the project explain video? Okay, very good. So we'll move through to the this week's RSVP thread topics. So this week we had a massive response to our RSVP thread, and that is over here. So this week's RSVP thread, which you can see on steemit.com/Ezira. You can see the Ezira Hangout thread every week, where you can either RSVP to request a topic for discussion or submit your questions that will be answered live on air. So for everyone who hasn't made a comment on this thread, what you can do is next week at least copy this submission form here for the title of the topic, the name of the speaker, to request a guest speaker segment. We'll be having an open source hangout, so anyone that has a Discord account will be able to request a segment to discuss their project if it's related to the Ezira network or cryptocurrency in general. And there's also another form if people want to submit a question or topic that'll be addressed, and the person that has the highest voted entry that follows this format wins 50 Ezira. And a random participant at the end of today will be selected to win another 50 Ezira. So this is the Hangout thread that has the link to last week's live stream, to this week's most recent Spanish Hangout. So thank you to the Beyond Bitcoin Castellano team for their work in making the Ezira Hangout in Spanish. Thank you for your work. We have the Ezira infographic here, which describes all about the project, and the crowdfunding guide, which is also on the post there, and links to all the relevant Ezira social media handles there. So first comment we have is Muzzamil381. He says, "Thank you for sharing, bro." Thank you, Muzzamil. Next up we have a picture of Kim Jong-un and I believe the leader from the South Korean nation there, and they were from the peace talks recently. It's a fantastic development on the Korean Peninsula at the moment. So next we have my comment about the article competition, which we will be announcing shortly. And a few people replied to that there. Then we have Crypto Pay blog with your post is very good and a very cute kitten drinking some water. Thank you, Crypto Pay blog. Okay, next up we have fortunately blockchain systems are here for good. Everyone has to learn a bit of how it works for their own benefit. I see Internet of Things sprouting also. So yes, you are indeed correct. By design, blockchain systems are able to withstand very, very severe losses in their network capacity. They're designed to be inherently resilient. They're designed to literally pay for their own existence in the physical world. They are the most lifelike technological organisms that we have seen evolve on planet Earth. Blockchain systems are paying for their own existence by motivating people to mine them with cryptocurrency, and they're definitely here for good, that's for sure. Next up we have Brown81. He says, crypto is here to stay and stay for good. Let's all involve fully in crypto. Crypto is the future of money. Thanks, man, for this insightful post. Next up we have one of the topics that I'd like to address today, and that is user fuck my life. And he says, thank God the state of crypto looks a lot better than it has in the past few weeks. At the end of March, I was about to forget all about crypto, like it was some type of bad dream. Now I can at last sleep again. So you are making a solid point about the state of crypto. So what we could do is look over to the state of crypto right now, where on CoinMarketCap right now, we have seen some significant gains over the last 7 days. We've seen significant gains in the majority of the coins in the space, particularly some rising stars. This week have been EOS, Cardano. Those two are on quite a bit of a tear right now. So EOS recently posted its all-time high price of, I think, somewhere in the vicinity of $22, $23. That's fantastic for the EOS project. Ezira will be share dropping on the EOS public mainnet. We've seen some significant growth in some of the other projects, particularly in Binance Coin. That one has gone up quite a bit in the last few days and weeks. We've seen some massive growth out of Steam as well. So the platform where we're posting this Hangout thread, Steam, the coin of Steam, has in fact risen from about $3 last week to over $4, and it's been hitting about $4.20. Was the highest price I saw this week. So that's great that Steam's made some significant gains. We've seen some significant gains out of Waves, a competing decentralized exchange. They look like they're on quite a bit of a tear right now too. And going down the list, we get into the more interesting and niche coins, with some gains sprinkled all around. So that's the state of the crypto market. Big winners this week have been EOS and Cardano. And some other smaller players this week have been Ripple, which has been fairly stable this week. That's up quite a lot higher than it really honestly should be, but that's been fairly stable. Price of Bitcoin is $9,302. So that's the state of the crypto market at the moment. Next up on the topics for this week that I'd like to address, we have Khan Shinwari, and he says, Sir has 159, as you say, Ezira is a distributed social media. It's exactly like Steemit, or different. And fantastic effort, brother. Cheers. I think it means cheers. So I responded to this comment with, Ezira will be using the Steem open source codebase and launching a new blockchain with many new features and economic improvements, including a daily activity reward, premium membership options, improved post-promotion mechanisms, and we'll talk a little bit about those in a moment. and rewarding views by including them in content reward calculations. Ezira will integrate a decentralized exchange for user-issued assets and a peer-to-peer marketplace for buying products directly with Ezira coin and Ezira dollars. It will be improving the stablecoin pegging mechanism by allowing Ezira dollars to be collateralized in Ezira coin so that the price peg actually works correctly. Steam-based dollars is trading over $3 right now, proving that the peg maintains its minimum price, but does not correctly adjust downwards in price by allowing the supply to expand. This makes it unsuitable for commerce and defeats the purpose of a stablecoin. So that was my response to Khan Shinwari. Thank you for your question. Next we have Alison Pin with thank you for sharing and a very interesting picture of what appears to be herself in a tie-dye jumper. Very, very nice indeed. Then we have Aminur87 with nice article. Would you give it an upvote? Because I'm new in Steam, please. And I may have succumbed to his charm there and given him an upvote for being new to Steam. Welcome to Steam. Next up we have Iraq with excellent initiative. I hope you get what you expect. Congratulations. Thank you. Next, on the final question that we'll be addressing properly this week, and that'll be, what will be your total coin supply? So, the Ezira project will use 2 coins to represent voting power on the platform. The crypto equity, Ezira will have a limited supply of 10 million coins. Ezira coin will have a flexible supply and will be issued at a rate of 10 million per year. So there are 2 coins, Ezira and Ezira coin. These are the 2 main coins. Ezira coin is a flexible supply and issued at a fixed rate of 10 million per year, whereas Ezira, all capital letters, is the crypto equity of the network, and that will have a fixed supply of 10 million coins. So each Ezira will earn a dividend of 0.2 Ezira coin per year. Ezira is distributed to investors, and Ezira coin is distributed to network participants and used to purchase platform memberships and post-promotion by being burned to lower the supply. And we have a few more comments as we go down a bit lower. We have some people who re-steamed this post saying that, wow, that's some lucrative offer you got there. I really want to join. Welcome, Shava Mafaz. You can join at Ezira.io. Then there's my comment with the live stream of this post, which I'll be posting on the comments of the Hangout, so that people can get to this from YouTube. Then we have some insight from Kemal Seaton, and he says, once you replace negative thoughts with positive ones, you'll start having positive results. And that's a very good life sentiment to have there. And down below here, we have some small comments, a lot of people promoting their own posts, which is possible for people to do in the Ezira Discord channel under post promotion. So promote your Ezira posts there, and hopefully you'll be able to get some more visibility on them. Because unfortunately some of the incentives on the Steam blockchain prevent smaller posts from being seen. And that's a terrible thing indeed. So we have a lot of people promoting their posts, some interesting posts here that aren't of too much substance. Some introduction posts. And the important post from Transparency Bot, a fantastic project that's very necessary on Steam and to inform people of the voting bid bots that are actively used on the Steam blockchain, including by the Ezira project. So going down the list, there are quite a few comments, and then we have an interesting gun at the end. So that's the Ezira RSVP Hangout thread for this week, and we'll be heading back over to the Discord. Okay, so does anyone have any questions or comments on the RSVP topics for this week? And they were predominantly the state of cryptocurrency markets at the moment. They're in a general bullish upward trend. The comparison between the zero and steam and the total coin supply. And we have on the Discord channel Bushkill, and he asks, can you talk more about the weekly Ezira auction and how it works? That is a fantastic question. So, the Ezira weekly auction is a distribution of 10,000 Ezira that will be sold to all bidders of BitShares, BitUSD, and other OpenLedger and BitShares supported cryptocurrencies. So to participate in the weekly auction, all you have to do is send any amount of cryptocurrency to the Ezira address on BitShares. That's Ezira, E-Z-I-R-A. It's a lifetime member. You can't miss it. And if you send any cryptocurrency there, it'll be considered a bid in the Ezira weekly auction, and you'll be able to get a piece of Ezira at this point at a fairly discounted rate. So we've had approximately $600 or $700 worth of bids onto the Ezira auction at this point. And after this hangout at exactly midnight Australian time, what we'll be doing is closing off the Ezira auction. So currently, if you would like to make a bid for the Ezira auction, there is still approximately 30 minutes remaining for anyone on BitShares to contribute to the Ezira weekly auction. So currently, the highest bidders are iHash Fury with 200 BitUSD and SupWallet also with 200 BitUSD. So there is 5,000 BitUSD worth of Ezira being distributed to the highest bidders according to the relative contributions that they make to the Ezira account. So if you are on BitShares and you would like to purchase some Ezira at a discounted rate each week, there is 10,000 Ezira available for distribution in the Ezira weekly auction. So I hope that answers your question, Bushkill. Very good. So does anyone have any other questions about the RSVP topics this week? Thank you, Bushkill. So if anyone wants to make a bid for the Ezira weekly auction, you can send BitShares and BitUSD to the Ezira account. That's E-Z-I-R-A on BitShares. And this is going to be the model that we use for the main ICO. So for the Ezira main ICO, we will be having a daily distribution auction of 20,000 Ezira to all contributors of any type of cryptocurrency to the Ezira account. So we're pioneering this model now to get everyone on board with the way it works. We're doing a small offering each week so that people get a feel for how it works. And it's much simpler to use than having to go through the trading interface. It's much more like the ICOs that you might be used to, where you just simply send funds to an address. Except the advantages of doing it on BitShares are many-fold. So on BitShares, there are fixed usernames so that there's no confusion about which address is the contract address. There's no complicated letters and numbers that need to be copied and pasted. You simply write in 5 letters, and 5 letters is the address to send your cryptocurrency to. So that mitigates the possibility of people sending a fake contract address, which is occurred often in Ethereum ICOs, and it's a way to protect the Ezira community from any scammers that might attempt to tell you to send Ezira contributions to another address. The Ezira address is very plain, it's very simple, it's just Ezira, the word Ezira. So that way there's no complex contract strings to deal with, no strings of letters and numbers. That's right, no memo needed, just send the funds, that's correct. And what will happen with those is they'll be put onto the Ezira weekly auction sheet. That's a Google spreadsheet that anyone can see by finding the link on the Ezira crowdfunding page, and that shows the current total amount of bids and the current ratio for crowdfunding contributions to Ezira distribution. So at this point, what we'll do is we'll go over the current state of the bids. So that's in the weekly auction sheet. So we'll go over to the auction sheet. So this here is the Ezira weekly auction sheet, where you can see all of the bids that are updated into the weekly auction. These will be added as soon as they are received to the BitShares account. So the first bid we had this week was Kate Zero, and she bid 100 BitShares. Thank you, Kate Zero. Next up we had iHash Fury with his bid of 200 BitUSD. Thank you, iHash Fury. Next up we had Paula243 with her bid of 100 BitUSD. Thank you, Paula, for your bid this week. Next up we had a sizable bid from Sup Wallet. You'll be learning a bit more about Sup Wallet next week when the leader of Sup comes on to the Ezira Hangout to discuss the rapidly solidifying bilateral partnership between the Sup project and the Ezira project. I look forward to introducing Jordan to you next week. So that's a bid from Sup Wallet on behalf of the Sup project. And the most recent bid we have had is from Will Joe 7, who bids 690 BitShares. Thank you, Will Joe 7. And if you would like to make your bid to the Ezira weekly auction, all you need to do is send your cryptocurrency in the form of BitShares or BitUSD or any other BitShares supported currency to the Ezira account here. So as you can see, all of these bids are publicly visible to everyone, and they will all be confirmed with their transaction ID on the bid sheet so that everyone can verify the authenticity of all bids received and make sure that the auction is transparent and fair for everyone involved. So as we can see, the current price for distribution in this auction is approximately 13 BitUSD per Ezira. So that's a discounted rate that is quite significant, that is available for the first roughly $5,000 worth of contributions in bids each week. And if you are concerned that the auction will raise over 5,000 BitUSD per week, there is a guaranteed maximum price of 50 cents, and that price will be raised in accordance with the price of the current market order to sell Ezira. So more will be distributed to make sure that the maximum price is 50 cents. So no one who makes a bid will be buying Ezira for over its current market price. You will get extra Ezira allocated to this auction if more is received. Very good. So minimum amount asked by Samest to Ezira for the auction, the minimum amount is $10 US worth. So that's 10 BitUSD worth. Any other bids will be refunded to prevent some little 1 cent bid that manages to scoop up a bit of Ezira at a low price there. So minimum bid is $10 US. And the auction will be lasting until after the hangout each week. So 1 hour after the completion of the hangout each week, I will be closing the bid by distributing all of the Ezira that has been purchased from bids in the preceding week. And this has been running all week. I've been promoting it in the Telegram channel. It's been on the Discord. You've been seeing all of the bids coming through the Telegram channel. So this offer has been open on Twitter. It's been made on the Discord. The bids are being updated in the crowd sales section of the Discord there. So bid 2 was updated. And what I'll be doing is updating to bid number 3. And bid number 3 was, of course, Paula243 with her bid of 100 BitUSD. And bid number 4 was, if I recall from the sheet, it was Will Joe 7 with, no, it was Sup Wallet with 200 BitUSD. And bid number 5 was, of course, Wiljo7 with 690 bit shares. So those are all available on the crowd sales section of the Ezira Discord channel. So we'll be heading back to the Discord scene. Now, so yeah, there will be bids available until 1 hour after the hangout. So approximately 1 hour after the completion of the hangout, I'll be closing the weekly auction for all of the bids, and they will receive their Ezira distribution. And this is to pioneer the model that will be used for the Ezira main ICO, so people are thoroughly aware of how it works and they have experience with how it works well before the main ICO occurs. So there's a limited offering of potentially discounted Ezira up to the value of 5,000 BUSD worth each week, and anyone who bids on that each week will receive an allocation as such. So next up on the agenda is the crowdfunding guide. So if I didn't go over it enough before, the crowdfunding guide is quite simple. You can either purchase Ezira from the Decentralized exchange directly, or you can make a bid on the Ezira weekly auction. Okay, we have a bid from Barbecue Iguana with 100 bit shares. Thank you, Barbecue Iguana. And we have another one from Samest1 with 110 bit shares. Thank you, Samest1. You'll all be included on the Ezira weekly auction for this week, and you will receive an allocation of Ezira according to the value of your bids. So getting back to the crowdfunding guide. So to purchase your Ezira on the BitShares Decentralized exchange, all you have to do is go to wallet.bitshares.org, and then you can make an account there. And what I'll do is I'll go to the infographic that is on the Hangout post for this week. So you go to the crowdfunding guide on the Hangout, and there are two options. You can either make an account on openledger.info, bitshares.openledger.info, or I would recommend going to bitshares.org, wallet.bitshares.org, and making a wallet for the BitShares network there. And from there you can deposit your cryptocurrency onto your BitShares account using either an OpenLedger gateway or purchasing BitShares from the exchange of your choice, and Ezira recommends Binance Exchange for the lowest spreads. From there, if you don't have an account already, you can click Create the account when you reach the sign-up page. It's important to use the wallet model. The wallet model has a much higher security protection than the account model because it requires the file and the password to access your funds. Whereas with the account model, you have a selection of letters and numbers that are very long and hard to remember, and you only need access to those in order to access your BitShares account. So you lose the ability to have, in effect, two-factor authentication by having to have the file and the password in the same place, and you lose the ability for your file to be backed up on your computer or in an encrypted cloud storage provider of your choice. So I recommend the wallet model. Then simply enter your public account name, which becomes your BitShares address. Then back up your wallet file in a safe place. Do not lose that, and do not lose your wallet password either. And it's important to remember that if the BitShares page does not load, simply change to a new API node. So the API node is the server that is providing you with the access to the BitShares exchange, and if it does not load, simply switch to another node and it will load. If you pick the Nuremberg node or the Berlin node, they're quite good. In Australia, particularly the Hong Kong node often has issues, it lags, it doesn't process transactions, so I would not recommend using the Hong Kong node. Next, deposit your desired cryptocurrency into the BitShares exchange platform onto your account, either with an Open Ledger gateway asset or another gateway asset of your choice. There are Crypto Bridge gateway assets, there are GDEX gateway assets, and they're all possible to exchange onto the DEX for the cryptocurrency that you're looking for. So sell your cryptocurrency onto the BitShares decentralized exchange for either BitShares or BitUSD, ideally BitUSD. And then go to the market by going to the exchange segment of BitShares. And this part is quite simple. You go to the BitUSD segment, you go to find markets and type in Ezira. Then add the Ezira asset to your selection and simply click there to go to the exchange page. And from there you'll be able to purchase Ezira with a buy order by typing in 0.5 for, let's just say, 31.0. And you click a buy order, then you put in your password. That is not the right one. Put in the right password and confirm your order like so. And if you use BitUSD, you will be getting the correct price of 50 cents per Ezira. And if you choose to use other market exchange pairs such as OpenBTC, you can also purchase Ezira with OpenBTC at the current price, which is set to be approximately equal to 50 cents of 5,500 Satoshis per Ezira. There's also BitCNY, where you can purchase Ezira for 3.15 BitCNY, or on the BitShares market pair, where you can purchase Ezira for 2 BitShares is the limit order there. And there are a wide variety of other pairs that are on offer, including the EOS pair, the Aetherium pair, and the Bridge.Bitcoin Cash pair. So plenty of different options for purchasing your Ezira on BitShares. Excellent. So we'll head back over to the Discord. So does anyone have any questions about the Ezira weekly auction or about the Ezira crowdfunding process in general? And we have currently raised over 55,000 US dollars in cryptocurrency contributions from you, the people of Ezira. Thank you to all of our Diamond Ezirans. Shout out to Dow Street, our latest Diamond Eziran. Thank you for your contribution this week to the Ezira project. Thank you to our other Diamond Ezirans, Google Dark, and to the holders of the largest amount of Ezira, who I will bring up over here. And they are so anyone can see the current list of Ezira holders on the BitShares Explorer page or on the crowdfunding page, where they are listed when they hold above 10,000 Ezira. So on the BitShares Explorer, you can see the top asset holders of Ezira, or you can see a regularly updated list of the top Ezira stakeholders, and they are Dow Street, Meta, iHash Fury, SL Bamba, and BitShares 2010. Thank you to all of our Diamond Ezirans, and without your support, the Ezira project would not be possible. Thank you. So we'll head back to the next item on the agenda for today, and that is the Steam article competition. So what we're doing is announcing the competition for the Steam article. So the members of the Steam community this week that are part of the Ezira project participated in the Steam article competition en masse. by writing an article about the Ezira project, and we'll be finding the one that has the highest allocation of content rewards in upvotes on the Steam blockchain. So first up with $46 in upvotes, we have Gaius with Ezira, the new distributed social media and business platform. So he appears to be the highest ranked participant in the competition at this time. So we have Funchal with benefits and potentials of Ezira. We have Sayodius with contest Ezira, the revolution for social content on blockchain. We have Ezira, the next in line. I saw that one on Twitter. That one looks good. We have JP Conks with Ezira. We have Contest Alert by Stephen Moses with Ezira contest by Samest, the revolution for royal content on blockchain. So Samest was running a sister competition in conjunction with the Airhawk project, and he'll be announcing the winners of his version of the competition shortly as well. So we have Unique Knowledge with his entry, Ezira, the all-in-one platform for the digital world, Ezira Steam article competition. We have Finite Clothings. We have Unique Knowledge's entry to the Airhawk project version of the contest. We have Harday Baller with Ezira, the new decentralized social media and business platform. And going below here, we have some people who have straight up copy-pasted the Ezira Hangout thread. So that's quite funny that people have done that. It's good enough to copy, so that says a little bit. So it looks like Gaius with 4666 is the winner of the Steam article competition for this week. So we'll be reading a bit of his article here. So Gaius says, Ezira is a distributed social media and business platform that will enable everyone to share information and value freely. Ezira will combine decentralized blockchain-powered social media with a digital asset exchange and a peer-to-peer marketplace. Just like Twitter, Facebook, and Steemit, Ezira is going to be a platform for content writers, but with better opportunities and features. Ezira is built on blockchain technology to enable everyone to share information and value freely and earn cryptocurrency rewards. Ezira Coin is the native currency of the Ezira network. It has 10 million fixed supply per year, which will be distributed to network contributors. You can mine Ezira Coin and earn 20% dividend. The block is produced every 3 seconds, just like BitShares. That's right. So Ezira is to Steemit as Facebook is to Reddit. The Ezira distribution. The Ezira mainnet launch will distribute 10% of the total supply of Ezira holders to the 10 network supported currencies. The Ezira ICO is running on BitShares using the asset Ezira, and the campaign will be ending the 1st of September, and then he's got a register with BitShares link to the wallet.bitshares.org. Fantastic addition to the post there. And then he's got the Ezira infographic, and he's got the Ezira revenue generation mechanism. Fantastic. Distinct sources of revenue from post-promotion monthly account memberships, decentralized exchange trading fees, commercial mediator fees, and premium content purchasing fees. And they'll be used to burn the Ezira coin supply to increase its value and reduce its supply. And then it goes into the investment thesis, and where you can get some free Ezira by signing up on Ezira.io. And then it has some very important links to the web page, the Telegram group, the Twitter account, the Discord, and the Whitepaper. So a fantastic article here by Gaius. You are the winner of the Ezira Steemit article competition for this week with 300 Ezira. Thank you, Gaius. Next runners up we have, I won't read these ones out in completion rather. So the next highest ranked posts, contest Ezira with $12. We have one with ¿Qué es Ezira? I believe this one's in Spanish. I think this one was made as part of the... No, this one's an entry to the main competition. So this one looks fairly straightforward, with links to the white paper, the outline, the investment thesis, the Twitter, and all the different icons that are there, and the Ezira explainer video. So this is looking like a pretty good one. I can't read Spanish myself, but this one is looking like quite a good article. So I'll award Vida Fitness Feles 100 Ezira as the runner-up this week with a Spanish version of the article. A Spanish article in the competition with $40.86 in upvotes this week. Then we have some other posts from some different contributors here. One that had a good title before that I liked was Afol Walex with Ezira, the next in line. So we'll be having a look over this one here. And he has written about the line on the front page. It's Ezira's like Facebook with cryptocurrency awards. Earn from your post without censorship. And then he's got some questions and some answers about what Ezira is, potentials and benefits of Ezira. Communities will be able to have moderators that earn from the posts. It's an important feature. So on Steam, there is currently no board separation. So on Ezira boards, moderators will earn a percentage of the content rewards of their posts. Ezira will also be enabling anonymity. And he says, now, this is my best part. Some of us had no choice but to create multiple accounts because you don't want people to know you write that stuff or post those things. And with Ezira, you can create a post and conceal your identity and use it anonymously. That's right. So the anonymity is an important part of the Ezira project. So bringing anonymity to the Steemit blockchain model is one of the significant advancements that Ezira will be making possible. And we have a link to Airhawk project. So that was the competition that we were collaborating with. So there were two versions, the Airhawk version of the project and the main Ezira version of the project. So this post here will be, I'm pretty sure, the winner of the Airhawk version of the project. So Samest, if you'd like to chime in and announce your winners of the Airhawk version of the project. That one, which I just read over, was looking quite good. Yep. So we have Afol Walex as the winner of the Airhawk, Project Airhawk version of the contest. So there were two versions, the Airhawk version and the Ezira main version. So Afol Walex has won the... Samas, would you concur that Afol Walex has won the Project Airhawk version of the project, the competition?
Yeah, reason. Actually, I look at his post and I'm looking at, maybe you two can check it out and you fix it out, and I'm okay with it. Is a very perfect one for the winner. Is the post is very okay. So I approve the winner. Yeah, thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
So Afol Walex is the winner of the Project Airhawk conjunction competition with the Ezira project. So he'll be winning 300 Ezira, and two more winners will be found in a moment. So we will have
Yeah, Harrison, just a minute. And also, from my initial post, I also added SPD and a wheelchair to the winner. So it will be going with two SPD and also 10 wheelchair for the first winner. Then
Yep.
the runner-up is going with 1.5 SBD and also with 10 wheelchair. Then the second runner-up is going with 0.5 SBD and with 5 wheelchair. Thank you.
Very good. So there'll be prizes in addition to the Ezira prize of 300 to the winner of the Project Airhawk competition. So the Project Airhawk competition winner will be AFOL Wellex, and I'll leave it to you to decide the other two winners of the competition. So the main winner for this week will be Gaius with 300 Ezira. It will be Vida Fitness Feliz with his Spanish article 100 Ezira. And we will have this one here looks good. Fun Shell Benefits and Potentials of Ezira. This is also in response to Samest's version of the contest, so I'll leave that one to Samest. We have Unique Knowledge with his entry to the contest, and he says all Ezira content is monetizable, uncensorable, and unstoppable. All images and screenshots are gotten from the website and whitepaper. So he speaks a bit about democracy, and where is and how can we achieve democracy in the concept of censorship where only the half-baked of a scenario is allowed by platforms. So this is an interesting article. It's taken a shot of the Ezira whitepaper, the main list of features, and it's got the video there. So this one's mostly, looks like it's got a lot of copies of the Ezira whitepaper. The roadmap is there as well, and the conclusion and all the links there. So that one's quite good. We'll have a look at some of the other ones quickly, and then we'll move along to the next part of the Hangout. We have Finite Clothings with his entry, Ezira, the distributed social media and business platform. And he's taking a little while to load. Okay, and he said, howdy friends, it's a new dawn both in real world and crypto world with the emergence of Ezira, a fantastic and mind-blowing new platform. So before I jump into talking about Ezira and its numerous benefits and potentials, please permit me to seize this opportunity to thank all my followers and everyone that has been upvoting and commenting on my posts. I say a big thank you. It's always important to remember the people who help you to succeed. Great job, Finite Clothings. And he asks, what is Ezira? And he describes what Ezira is there, with the Ezira coin being the native currency. Ezira is like Steemit, but with more features and some improvements. And he talks about unstoppable social media, earning content, rewards, a decentralized exchange, data security and anonymity, and the elected leadership structure. Oh, and then he's made a cool picture here out of the Finite Clothing's logo for himself and the Ezira logo. That's fantastic there. And he even describes the way that his clothing line will be able to benefit from their amazing streetwear, which they'll be able to sell on the peer-to-peer marketplace for products and lending. And what a lot of people often forget about the peer-to-peer marketplace is that can be combined with the peer-to-peer marketplace for lending. So what Ezira will offer is a decentralized line of credit, so people will be able to lend money at interest over the blockchain with a lending order. and that'll be able to be used for marketplace purchases on the Ezira blockchain, and they'll be paid back with a pre-secured transaction to make regular repayments to repay the principal on peer-to-peer lending. So this will have decentralized credit products on the Ezira marketplace. Then he's got a purchase link there and the links to the website. And he's talked a bit about Project Airhawk. So I believe that I think this article is the winner of the 100 Ezira runner-up prize. So to recap, the winner of the contest is Gaius. Runners-up are the Spanish entry from Vita Fitness Feliz, and second runner-up is going to be Finite Clothings with his entry there. I did like that one there. So thank you to everyone for participating in the competition, and Samest, I'm sure, will pick some additional winners to win the whale shares and Steam-based dollar as he was describing before, and is described in his post on Steemit. So,
yeah, thank you, Aris.
Thank you, Samest. Excellent. So does anyone have any questions about the articles we saw? And what I might do is post the links to the winning articles for everyone to see. So what I'll do is I'll head back there. So we've got the winner is Gaius with this one here. So winner is Gaius, and runners-up are Vida Fitness Feliz with his, I believe that says what is Ezira in Spanish. So that is runner-up. Runner-up entry, and Finite Clothings with the other runner-up entry. This one's quite good. So that is your winner and 2 runners-up. So the winner will be receiving 300 Ezira, and the 2 runners-up will be receiving each 100 Ezira, in addition to the prizes on offer from Samest for his Project Airhawk competition in collaboration with Ezira. Thank you for your support, Samest, and thank you to the Project Airhawk community for their ongoing support of the Ezira project. So next thing we'll get onto is the featured application, which is quite an interesting one for this week. So we'll get onto the featured application. But first, before that, we'll get on to the next week's competition, which will be the Ezira Steam meme competition. So this one should be quite fun. So there will be, in the next few days, a graphic coming out for the Ezira Steam meme competition, and the highest upvoted meme that is created in a Steam post will receive 300 Ezira. And then there will be 2 runners-up selected, each to win 100 Ezira for their Steam memes. So get your meme templates ready, because next week's competition is going to be memes. And we'll move on to the featured application for this week. And this week's featured application is something that's close to my interest, and that is decentralized scientific journals. So scientific journals. Scientific publishing has many centralized components that allow publishing journals to act as gatekeepers and causes biases in the studies that are published. Scientific publishing journals could use Ezira to accept submissions from researchers and fund projects using Ezira coin. Every paper that passes peer review could be published and hosted for free, allowing research outcomes to always be known without the biases and associated costs of established journals. So there could be scientific research assets created. Journals and researchers could create an asset to support their research and sell it onto the decentralized exchange to supporters and investors. The asset could earn a portion of the content rewards and subscription asset revenue of the research organization. So by subscription asset revenue, what I mean is some posts can be created as premium posts on the Ezira network, and they will be encrypted unless a micropayment is submitted or unless a membership asset is held. And those membership assets, I'll just ask C Wiser to please mute your mic a little bit. Thank you, C Wiser. Might just lower the volume there. So sorry, but we might have to mute you there. There we go. Okay, so scientific research assets would allow the asset to earn a portion of the content rewards and subscription asset revenue of the research organization and give holders early access to the documents when they are released. Companies could buy allocations of these assets to support research laboratories and have access to licensing the patents of the research that is done. So if you'll bear with me, imagine if a research organization or a laboratory offered for sale units of their research organization on the Ezira Decentralized Exchange, and they said to technology companies, we will give free licensing of all of our patents to every company that chooses to hold at least 100,000 units of our research asset. And in addition to that, they will earn 50% of the subscription revenue from all of the subscription assets that are sold to access their premium content in the form of their papers. So people might pay, say for example, $20 a month to read a high quality scientific journal, and that research journal would earn revenue from the assets that they sell, and then they would distribute that to the owners of their research asset. And owners of the asset would also have access to free licensing of the patents of the projects and the productions that they produce. And the asset would have a distributed return whereby the value would increase when the laboratory or journal earns a profit on membership asset sales. So when the return from memberships exceeds the cost of their research, the value of the asset would increase, and researchers could be paid partially with this asset to align their incentives. So this would be able to effectively make a decentralized and private research organization with a publicly tradable ownership that does not depend on government subsidies or government organization funding or any political mechanisms of taxation to fund their research. And I believe that something along these lines is the future of scientific research. So this is close to my passion. I've seen some of the problems that are inherent in the scientific publishing business, and they are numerous, and they are detrimental in many cases to career scientists who spend years of their life trying to get their name on papers in order to have a better case to make to the government to get more scientific funding. And it's a constant and perpetual chase to always get more funding budget for their research projects. So instead of depending on the government to fund your project when it's politically viable for their interests, scientists and researchers around the world could use Ezira to fund their research in a permissionless and decentralized and censorship-resistant way. And they could publish their research findings, their papers, their academic documents, their theses, whatever data they produce could be published on the Ezira blockchain and visible to the purchasers of their membership assets, and the return on those membership assets could be partially distributed to their investment funders. And this would also have a transparent display of which companies hold a significant proportion of the ownership over these research organizations, so that people would be able to transparently be aware of who is funding the research and factor that into their critical analyses of the scientific documents that are published, instead of having to worry about the government or government bureaucracies or government agencies and the political realms of power being used by scientists to push the scientific industrial complex forward. People would be able to go to the Ezira blockchain and have their research funded when there is sufficient community global demand. So that's the featured application for this week, and that'll be in the Ezira business and application case that will be released in the coming weeks. So next up this week we have the Ezira share drop summary. So Ezira is share dropping on 10 different cryptocurrencies. All holders of balances in several coins will receive a small amount of Ezira upon mainnet launch. This can be used to vote for posts and witnesses and to earn Ezira coin dividends for use on the platform. Users can import their existing wallet keys. Existing wallet private keys will be able to be imported into the Ezira open source client wallet to generate a transaction to claim their share drop allocation. This will be fully replay protected, and the wallet will not communicate with any Ezira servers to generate and sign the claiming transaction. So that transaction will be signed completely client side. There will be no exposure of the private key to any Ezira servers whatsoever. That will be completely client side so that is safe and secure. The Ezira wallet node client will offer wallets for integration for transactions with all 10 supported share drop coins. This will allow users to import their wallets into Ezira and use them just as if they were a normal light wallet on any other wallet service provider. So that means people could import their Steam accounts, their BitShares accounts, and send and receive transactions to their BitShares address and their Steam address and their addresses from all of their other coins that they might hold directly from the Ezira interface. So we'll have light wallet functionality with all of these supported share drop coins. And last thing up this week is the questions and answers and general discussion. So we'll open it to the Ezira community, which has come out in force today. There's quite a few people in the Telegram channel who are joining at the moment. There's people joining all the time. Thank you to everyone who has recently joined the Ezira Telegram channel. I think we can crack over 1,000 members by this time tomorrow. Thank you to everyone on the Discord who's in the Hangout at the moment, and I'll be taking any questions about anything in the Ezira project or the cryptocurrency space in general that you might have. So does anyone have any questions this week?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hey, Harrison.
Please, can you hear me?
Maybe I'm still half asleep, but I'm not sure that I understand the difference between the auction and the crowdfunding.
Okay, so those are two ways that people can contribute to the Ezira project. The Ezira crowdfunding campaign is the ability to buy it from the BitShares decentralized exchange in a market order, so you can buy Ezira directly at any time for 50 BitUSD, 50 cents BitUSD per Ezira. Or each week there will be 10,000 Ezira distributed between all bidders on the Ezira weekly auction. So simply send your bids to the Ezira BitShares account to get an allocation of Ezira at a price that is determined by the amount of bids that are received each week, in a very similar mechanism to the EOS token distribution contract. So that is a very good model that has been sustainably funding the EOS project's development for almost a year now. It's almost time to launch the public mainnet. I'll be helping local forces for the EOS project in June to launch the EOS blockchain. I'll be helping lead discussions at the Melbourne Blockchain Centre to help educate people about the EOS network, alongside Steam and BitShares in a graphene meetup at the Melbourne Blockchain Centre each month. So I'll be helping people on the ground to start launching the EOS mainnet in Melbourne at least. And I am definitely a big fan of the EOS project, so I will be using the same funding model the EOS project has, because I believe that it's a fair and transparent way to distribute funds in such a way that people can have a market price for the assets that they're buying, and so that there is an ongoing distribution, so it's not all bought up very quickly, and that it can't all be bought up suddenly, so everyone gets a chance to get some when they are able to learn about the project. So that's the difference between the crowdfunding campaign and the auction. They're both part of the crowdfunding campaign, but 10,000 Ezira each week is distributed between the weekly auction in addition to purchases on the DEX. So I hope that answers your question, Iron Monkey.
So just so I fully understand, is it possible to get a better deal on your purchase if you do the auction versus the crowdfund, or it's just a different style of distribution?
No, it is possible to get a better deal, a discounted rate on purchasing Ezira if you go through the weekly auction. Up until 5,000 bit USD is raised by the auction, at which a maximum price will come into effect, and all contributions will receive at minimum a price of or at maximum rather, a price of 50 cents, and more than 10,000 Ezira will be distributed. So the price goes up to 50 cents, but it starts at the first bid that is made. So currently the price is about 13 cents according to the current bids. So that is an opportunity for everyone who would like to get some Ezira at a slightly lower price to send their bids into the Ezira weekly auction, and this will be occurring every week to make sure that at least 10,000 Ezira is sold each week.
Great, makes sense.
Awesome, thank you, Iron Monkey. And did someone else have a question at the same time?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hard Ebola.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate the main goal of Ezira.
Thank you.
I really want to ask about what about the investors? So how can the investors go about investing in Ezira? So what can you say about this?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question. What was the question again?
Like, what about if you have some investors who want to invest on Ezira? How can they go about it? Like,
how
for
can
example,
people go
let's
about
say,
investing in Ezira?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So to invest in Ezira, all you need to do is go to the BitShares Decentralized exchange. You can follow the instructions on the Ezira.io website, and you can send any amount of BitShares or BitShares supported cryptocurrencies to the address Ezira to take part in the weekly Ezira auction of 10,000 Ezira. So currently the trading price is approximately 13 cents. So if no other bids are made, those contributors this week are going to get a very, very advantageous deal on their Ezira this week. And that's to make sure that at least 10,000 Ezira is distributed so that we can reach the crowdfunding deadline of the 1st of September. So if you would like to make a contribution to the Ezira weekly auction, all you need to do is send BitShares or BitUSD to the Ezira account on BitShares. So are you familiar with the BitShares platform?
Okay, I understand. Thank you very much.
Very good. Okay, so then we have Emeka Collins, and Emeka Collins asks, where should I leave my Aetherium Classic to be able to receive a distribution of Ezira from the share drop? The simple answer to that question is in any wallet where you hold the private keys. So what we're going to be doing is taking the unspent transaction output set. That's every balance that is being held currently by a public address and a private key pair on those 10 blockchains, and we'll be including a snapshot of the state of each of those blockchains into the Genesis block of Ezira so that anybody can import their private keys into the Ezira client, and from there they will be able to not only access their Aetherium Classic for spending in a light wallet like functionality, they will also have immediate access to their balance of Ezira, which they can then spend into their Ezira account that they have created. So if anyone took part in the Bitcoin Cash community, The way that that occurred was everyone took the private keys of their Bitcoin addresses and imported them into the Bitcoin Cash wallet, and from there they had access to their Bitcoin Cash as it was a fork of the Bitcoin protocol. So that'll be 10 different coins that'll all have a part of the shared history of their blockchains taken a snapshot in time, and that'll be put into the Ezira blockchain closer to mainnet release. So the snapshot dates will be well and truly announced in advance when they are ready to be created into the Genesis block. When will Ezira site be launched, says Hardy Baller. So Ezira's website is already up and running, and that's ezira.io. If you haven't seen that one already, that one's pretty important. That's where Ezira's site is at the moment, and that's where you can learn about the project and how to contribute to the project and what the project will be building. So the mainnet of the Ezira blockchain will be launching in a few months when the testnet is developed and tested, when the preliminary ICO is completed, and when the main ICO is completed. So the testnet will be released after the preliminary ICO, and then the main ICO will complete, and then the Ezira mainnet will be released after the main ICO.
Yeah, I can't really just wait for this moment, Harrison.
What was that one, sorry?
I said I can't really just wait for the Ezira to be launched because I'm just waiting for it, man.
What was that? You're waiting for it to launch?
About the blockchain.
Yeah, so the blockchain will be relaunched in the coming months. We are currently in the early stages of making the project known to the public to establish a community and to crowdfund the development of the project. So we have, a classic case of when moon, as Honorable JN has mentioned. Thank you there. So the answer is it is in development and it will be released according to the Ezira project timeline. So code is not free to write, developers are not free, and it does not happen overnight. Rome is not built in a day, and Ezira certainly will not be built in a day. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Very much. Thank you very much.
Very good, thank you. So does anyone else have any general questions about the Ezira project? We have Afol Walex, and he's asking how much is an Ezira worth at the moment. So the answer is 50 cents. 50 cents in BitUSD is the current market price of Ezira. We have some other questions. Yep, so it's 50 cents BitUSD. So I'll head back. So any open questions for me about the project, and if you have any other queries, team role applications, proposals, or business matters, please email harrison@ezira.io to apply for a role on the development team, the marketing team, or if you have any ideas about how the project could proceed going forward, if you have any recommendations or suggestions or things you'd like to see, please email harrison@ezira.io. We are particularly looking for C++ developers that are experienced in Graphene, and other developers that are going to work on the front end that are experienced in React.js. We'll be using that framework for the Ezira.io front end. We will be making a Qt wallet for the Ezira desktop full node application, which will have full posting functionality and full social media functionality. So today, when you access the Steem blockchain, you generally do that through steemit.com. On Ezira, we will not be requiring a website to engage with the with the Ezira blockchain rather. we will be having a full node desktop client that will enable anyone to use it as a downloaded program, in addition to the Ezira.io website public domain. So you can register your email address and your BitShares account name at Ezira.io to receive 1 BitShare for free, sent once every 24 hours. Repeat entries do not get a second Ezira. Each BitShares address gets 1 Ezira. You can join the Ezira Telegram channel at t.me/Ezira Network. And as of right now, the Telegram bounty is under the new rule of 10 new people to earn 10 Ezira. And you can visit ezira.io/bounties to learn how to earn Ezira for completing tasks that help build the network. So, does anyone have any other questions about the Ezira project that they'd like to bring up today? Okay. Any other questions or comments at all? Okay, so if you didn't receive a token, so in the Ezira Hangout post, there is a stipulation that if you post your BitShares address and you are on the Hangout for the first time, you'll get a free Ezira. So everyone who is listening, please post your BitShares address in the Hangout chat, and you will all receive an Ezira. So just post your BitShares addresses in the chat, and I will send you all an Ezira after the Hangout is finished. Very good. Okay, so that just about wraps up the Ezira Hangout number 5 for this week, the 29th of April 2018. Thank you to everyone for tuning in, and I will see you all next week for next Sunday's Hangout number 6 at the same time, 1 p.m. UTC. Thank you, everyone, and good night.